So to give a bit more details, yeah, it wasn't good last night. It was, you just, when you're alone with your thoughts, I think it makes a difference when you don't have somebody who lives with you, or you've got a family or something like that, because you're alone with your own processes and stuff like that. So unless you've obviously got a partner or somebody who just doesn't talk at all, which, can be the case, but you are on your own when it comes to, that midnight, time, when everything's dark, everything's quiet, and you're lying there in bed trying to sleep, and your head goes round and round. And mine is just, and I've spoken to other people about this, way you try and get to sleep, and one of the worst advice, I mean, it works for other people, it doesn't work for me, is people say, well, get out of bed and do something else. And I'm like, no, because if I do that, I will never get back to sleep ever again. It's like, it would be like 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning before I do that. So I try, and then I go off for about an hour, and then you wake up for about half an hour, and then you go back for about 2, 3 hours, and then it's like that every night. And it's anybody who has like the anxiety and the depression, and who knows that, that 4 o'clock in the morning feeling where you wake up and your brain's like, well, that's it, we've had 1 hour's sleep, that's enough for you. And I was doing the thing where you test your sleep quality, and I didn't get any deep sleep. You got like middle of the road sort of sleep on and off and stuff like that, but it was nice just to wake up this morning, and I know it was about 9:30, 10, and it was so quiet. And as I said just previously in the other videos, that I live between 2 schools on the estate, and they're so noisy. And it's like, even in the summer, in the summer holidays, they had some sort of school club where the kids were screaming on the field, and it's like, you don't get peace and quiet. And there's always somebody banging some car door, some woman screeching at 8 o'clock in the morning. I've had people having full-blown conversations at 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning, like it's like in the middle of the day. It's like ridiculous. So this week, I've got certain things that I've got to try and sort out with the house and stuff. It's not good, but I know that I've got to do that and focus in on that, and still does the jobs things and stuff like that. And it's incredible, really, that I went for an interview nearly a month ago now, and I still haven't heard anything back from them. The record was 6 weeks. I went for a customer service interview a few years ago, and they took 6 weeks to reply by an email. I thought, 6 weeks. I mean, you could have had applied for like 20 jobs by then, and had it could have been gone. There's no like urgency at all. So I mean, fair, a week or two, fair enough, but not 6 weeks. It's ridiculous. So I got that to do, and job centre this week. And it's funny because my aunt and uncle think that it's like the old days, 70s, 80s, where you can go in and they got all the jobs lined up for you, and then you take whatever's needed, and then you go out again. It's like, that's nothing like that now. It changes like every year, that what they've got to do. And obviously being on this universal credit thing, which is, I mean, it's all right. You can communicate quite quickly to the job centre when you need to, but it just means that they keep tabs on you. If you're earning some money through things like any taxation. And I remember back months ago, when I had the last week of pay of something like 300 quid, and they said, no, we're not going to pay you universal credit because you had that 300 quid from 6 weeks before, or something like that. And then it did, and even though it was months and months ago, they didn't allow me to have the first cost of living payment. So that really fucked things up as well. It's been so odd that sometimes I think I don't feel that age I am. 52, by the way. I look at today, mind you, my hair, everything looks terrible. And I just think, have I got to really be doing this for a lot more years? Yeah, you've got to, if you want to live, you know what I mean, eat, you know, and do all the things that you like doing, like surviving. I don't know, I found a few things. I was going through some photos as well on my phone. I backed them up on Amazon Photo, and it's got like 70, 80,000 photos of all these different things over the last God knows how many years. And one of the things is that after I had my heart attack, it was like, I was things that I was grateful for. And I was extremely grateful that I'm alive. I was just so happy. But this depression creeps back in again, and it makes you realize that, I mean, after I had the heart attack, it was all very happy and great and lovely, and I know that sounds ridiculous, but I felt more positive about life, let's just say. I was scared shitless, man, but, you know, I felt a bit more positive about, like, having a second chance, but, like, it's now nearly 4 years now, and I'm like, okay. And people think that because you're suffering from depression, that somehow you lose your sense of humor. You don't, you know. And I have such a dark sense of humor when it comes to lots of things. A bit of dry skin, and it's so odd. It really is. I wonder what is going to happen over the next 10, 20 years to this country, and it's not just this country, it's all over the world, where you've got so many suicides happening every day. I think it's something like 6,500 in this country alone every year, which is a phenomenal amount. It's about 33 a day. It's something absolutely crazy. It's a terrible statistic. And I've written about this on my blog as well, you know, fredspoon.com, and this is what the purpose of these videos is, what is it? What can we do? I mean, it's obviously people like myself, all these young people who have got, you know, even like, I've seen it's 17, 18, and like they're taking their own lives, and it's, surely we should be doing better. Surely we have to do better. I mean, as I say, I'm middle-aged and, you know, grey hair, I'm old now, and I think I've got to the point where I think, you know, I have lived a long time, a bit more privileged than other people who have passed through various different ways and means, and it's like, but surely we should be doing better for everybody who's suffering, because it's a pain. And if you have never suffered depression, it is a pain, and you want that pain to end, and that's why obviously people take drugs, people go to sex, go to alcohol, they go to all sorts of different things to try and numb that pain. And you, as I said previously, you can do that short term, that's fine. We can go and get pissed and that's it. But long term, it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. Anyway, I'm gonna go for a bit of a walk. It's 5:15 on Monday, and it's like, it's quite nice out here, but I just trying to have a walk and see how it goes. But thank you again for listening.